Hordes of zombies have taken over the world. They are in books, movies, mangas, teens and even music. For the last decades, their rise in popularity can be attributed to their growing presence in games. From Zombie Zombie, released in 1984, to the upcoming PS4 exclusive Days Gone, this genre has seen its share of entries. In any crowded market, products have to stand out from the competition. The Resident Evil games left a mark on people with its horror. Dead Rising with enormous hordes and ridiculous weapons. DayZ for Arma 2 had a fun but complex multiplayer experience. And Dying Light offered a fluid and satisfying movement system in first person. In June 2013 came two new zombie franchises with new things to offer. One for the PlayStation and one for Xbox Windows. First of all, The Last of Us. It was released on June 40th for PS3 and expanded on the zombie genre by pushing the boundaries of narrative experience in gaming. It has received worldwide praise due to its excellent voice acting, outstanding writing, memorable characters and stunning graphics. But before there was State of Decay, released only 9 days prior to The Last of Us. At first glance it was an ugly, buggy and poorly optimized game running in CryEngine. But what made State of Decay stand out from other zombie games was its mechanics. You start out as two friends caught in the middle of the apocalypse and try to survive. You later join other survivors in a church and the real sandbox game starts. You now have a home base, a group of playable survivors, resources to manage, facilities to build, fellow survivors to help, skills to improve, and a moral bar. The map was relatively big with many places to explore, buildings to scavenge, as well as some quests to complete here and there. You recruited new survivors and expanded your base, eventually moving out to a different part of the map. Despite its frustrating bugs and general lack of polish, I do enjoy playing State of Decay because no other game provides me with a similar experience. The melee combat and shooting mechanics are satisfying, and so are the roadkills. I care about my survivors because if they die, I won't get them back, and this creates a constant tension. Like trying to make my way through the hordes without getting seen. I have to be careful, otherwise I'd risk losing a precious member of my community. Making you feel immersed in its world is something State of Decay does well. So when it was announced at E3 that State of Decay 2 was on its way, I was pretty hyped. State of Decay 2 released in May 2018. It came with a few neat additions such as human enemies, co-op, and quality of life improvements like a prompt to unstock your car. With this game, Undead Labs, the dev team behind State of Decay, switched from CryEngine to Unreal Engine. There was a slight improvement in graphics and frame rates, but unfortunately the game still lacked a lot of polish. Overall, the sequel did not bring much. We later got the Daybreak DLC, but I think it's a step in the wrong direction. It goes against what makes State of Decay special and turns the game into a brainless shooter. I don't launch State of Decay to play a horde mode, I have Left 4 Dead 2 for that. And yes, you could say they did the same in State of Decay 1 with the Lifeline DLC, and I partly agree. In Lifeline, you played as soldiers in a city and had to fight hordes too. However, you were able to explore the map and do quests in between zombie siege. The map had a small playable area, but had its own unique atmosphere. Though I wish we had more urban exploration, like going into tall buildings and fighting hordes in the stairway. That probably would have left us with negative FPS. And this is my main problem with the State of Decay franchise. It has had good basic foundation since State of Decay 1, but didn't expand on it in the DLCs or the sequel game. A lot of features need more depth. For me, the most important aspect of the game should be how characters interact with one another. When you first start your game, you get to choose a duo of starting characters. Let's take the siblings duo. During my game, the brother got infected. I then took control of the sister and put a bullet through the brother's head. The only thing that happened was a small moral penalty and nothing else. I mean, she shot her brother, and even if he was still alive, characters don't seem to have chemistry between them. It's mechanics like this that just lack depth. Think about Raymond, a game I'll probably cover one day on my channel. Think about all of the interesting scenarios that stem from the relationship system between characters. People befriend, marry, hate, and sometimes kill one another. Without interesting systems like this, the game becomes boring pretty quickly. So many aspects of the game can be expanded upon, like bigger home bases, better relationship system, bandit raids, factions, both friendly and hostile, with dozens of people and a home base you can attack, character creation, bigger zombie hordes, more zombie types, and of course, less bugs and a better render distance. I really believe State of Decay has so much potential, and so far, they've only utilized a fraction of it. So, if Microsoft really wants to make the Xbox attractive again, it needs great exclusives. State of Decay could be one of the best zombie games, only if Undead Labs and Microsoft work hard on the next game.